Anya?
The film is about a Polish neurosurgeon who essentially is derailed by the haunting memories of his wife's death. Breathe started as a sort of a combination of an elevated genre film and a very personal film. You have Alicia's character, Anya, thousands of kilometers from home, very far away from family. And you have this protective male, but he's super ambitious. He's this big neurosurgeon who came to America, who's got his eyes on the prize, and he neglects his wife. And through this neglect, she becomes more resentful, the relationship deteriorates.
Dobrze się bawisz?
Yes, it's fantastic.
To the point where he steps away from his wife as she's drowning.
It's a kind of a dark, almost film noir of, what's going on in human mind and all the inner demons and some aspects of human nature that they're always present. We're just not aware that they are there.
My parents are Polish. I grew up speaking Polish at home, but I always lived in either England or going to British or American schools. So this kind of schizophrenia of language and culture was built into my, day-to-day existence. So it's only natural that in this film, half of it's in Polish and half is in English.
You like this? I like it. Yeah. Is it wygodne? Może być?
When we start working on the script, all of a sudden Paul was injecting sentences in Polish and expressions in Polish.
Wracać do pracy, czy...
We kind of were working on the script and finding the best way to kind of express something in Polish. How would that sound?
Aniu, daj mi odebrać. Muszę odebrać.
We all communicated in Polish. We rehearsed in Polish. We worked on dialogues in Polish. And it's tricky because it's not only the actual language or the position of the throat or all that. There's a melody to the language that if you spend enough time in a different country, there's something foreign about the melody.
Moją rodzinę, moich przyjaciół. Przyjechałam do obcego kraju, 10 000 kilometrów od domu.
In our collaboration with the director, Paul, we watched a lot of reference movies, like a movie from Polanski, a lot of the psychological thriller, and we found in those movies the space and the light and the darkness can really say something about the character.
This film has a slightly fantastical element to it. I wanted the pool scenes to appear cave-like and dream-like, more specifically like a nightmare. And again, this is all an attempt to elevate reality. I'm not interested at all in ordinary reality. For me, there has to be something elevated about it.
One of the locations we shot at was LA Center Studios, which has, filmed things like Mad Men, Drive, big productions have filmed there. We shot for 6 days, and we had one insert day where we shot the brain footage, 1 day of reshoots. For our reshoots, we had to recreate one of our hospital scenes. The location became unavailable, so we had to recreate the set at AFI in a classroom, and luckily we had a great production designer, an art director who were able to replicate that scene and made it possible for us to get that footage.
Paul really wanted to see obviously a live brain is something that we weren't going to get. And he wanted to see an organic, living organism, and the way we accomplished that was with a bovine brain. So you can either get very expensive molds, which is how TV shows like Grey's Anatomy and such do that kind of work. So we opted for a bovine brain, which created all kinds of interesting paperwork challenges with the Humane Society. It was an engineering challenge also because there's one sequence in which Philip, the lead actor, pierces or punctures the brain, so it then bleeds. So creating, it was a mix of having molds for the skull and bovine brains and making it feel real and having all of these different kind of parts work together and synchronize.
We're losing her. Come on, people.
So we had a wonderful consultant, Dr. Gabe Zada over at USC, who is a neurosurgeon. And really the great benefit of having him on board was that we could take our research to him, he could look over it and tell us whether something was real or not real, or done or not done in the neurosurgical practice. You can't become a brain surgeon in the course of 4 weeks, so you have to have someone who knows what they're doing.
Paul put me together with Dr. Zada from USC. He really gave me a lot of good tips, how to keep my fingers in any given way, how to hold to something, even with position of the body, or who would you relate to, and how would you move if there is a movement around. But also we had to talk about private life and how that is affecting being constantly on call and working in such a stressful environment. How is that affecting your real life as well?
I think casting is 95% of working with actors. I feel like if you make the right choice, if it's the right type for your script, and if that's a good fit, a lot of the work is done for you. I don't really like rehearsing a lot before. It's not theatre, and there's something magic about putting the camera in front of someone and letting something happen for the first time. So you have to be very careful about walking that tightrope, that very fine line between preparation and over-preparation.
I knew when Paul explained something to me, I knew what he wanted for me to do. Then I had to find my own way to kind of digest that and put that into action, into the event. But he was very precise.
One of my teachers told me that just shut up. That was his directing advice, just shut up. And if you do have good actors, there's not a lot you need to say. You just need a little push in one direction. But it's like an art, It's like you're playing with something ethereal. You just need a little, just a blow in this direction. If you're too heavy-handed, it can get dangerous.
Just slightly off. Really nice ending. Beautiful look at the end. Only thing I like now is when you're entering, it's with the energy of the handshake. So, okay. So now it's smiles. Okay. It's optimism. It's a little bit more sunshine inside of you. Okay. So when you're sitting down, you're already entering.
I think I was very nicely surprised with how Paul was prepared to do that project.
What's his action here, Paul? Is he doing
Sitting
something?
there like
He's looking. Okay, but there's no.
And then
he doesn't have a file open.
He goes into his drawer. He takes the pills out. He goes like that, and then we'll cut in on his hand. His reaction. Then boom, then we're out of the shot.
He's just a very smart guy, and I kind of believe that he's gonna, do a good film, pretty much. And just watching him on the set as well, I was pretty impressed by how professional he was. Not having that much experience, how great he was with actors and with the whole crew.
I used to play music in London in my 20s, and to a certain extent you can get a lot of satisfaction from playing the guitar and finishing your song in your room. With a film, you need people. It's expensive. You need a camera. You need other people who you trust doing their job well to fulfill any vision that you may have. So I was blessed. I was really blessed with a fantastic crew.
Cut! How was for sound?
Good.
Simu? That's a picture wrap on Alitza and Christoph, and a final wrap on Louis. Thank you.